Hello, I'm going to show you how to add bleed in Corel Draw X6. This is the one I've got open. Now I've set up a document in A4 size, so you can see the dimensions up here, 210 by 297, and I've added a little picture down here. So with bleed, what you need to do is you need to add any content that you want to go to the edge of the page. Needs to be included in the bleed, and that needs to be in this drawing space. So paste and then paste again. So that means I'm going to increase the size. So the standard bleed size is 3 mil on each edge. So 210 becomes 216. 297 becomes 303. And I'll just put that down. Right, so there's our bleed edge. And there's our page edge on the inside. Now, if you've got images that you've worked into the artwork that sit on that page border like that, then what you need to do is move them. Right, so that they bleed out to the edge, which may affect your framing. So what might be better in this case would be to make it bigger. Okay, so this light grey is your page border. Okay, and this dark grey is the bleed border, and you can see how I've bled this image off the edge of the page. So when it goes through the printer and then the guillotine, that'll trim off. I'll just show you a thing I like to do when I'm working on artwork. So I just made a rectangle, right, that's bigger. Then I trim the page border out of that rectangle, make it white. Okay, so now it's sitting, that's a bad colour. Okay, so you can see it sits over the bleed, so visually that's what you're going to end up with. That's how I like to work. But we're talking about how to export with bleed. So in Corel, what you do is you go up to File, Publish to PDF. Call this one with bleed. File name, location. So go into the settings and go into this pre-press. Click your bleed limit on. Set it to whatever you want. You can do 10 if you want. In this case, we're just going to do 3. You can add crop marks if you want. This is where it does it. So I'll just export that now. Okay, and so here's our file. Right, it's given us this internal pink border, and there's Mr. Happy bleeding off the edge. Now, if you do it without the there's no bleed. If you do it without the bleed settings, I'll show you how it looks. So we'll just deselect that, export it. Okay, and there they are. Right, so you can see down the bottom here, here's the page dimension. So this one is 216 by 303, so that's the bleed included. And this one's 210 by 297, which is the standard A4 size. And you can see the bleed that we added here, right, isn't included. Now, what I think a lot of people do when they're setting up artwork is they'll set up their artwork like this. This is how it will look when it's finally trimmed, and see Mr. Happy's not coming off the edge. And so then they'll export a file that looks it looks like our no bleed one, right? So that'll be the output they'll get. And then the printer says, can you please add bleed to it? So they'll come in here and they'll say, will you publish the PDF? I'm going to call this pretend bleed. I know enough to come here and they'll add the bleed, but I'll show you what it does. Right, so you can see the page size is what we want, 216 by 303, same as this one. So it's added space for the bleed, but because there's no content in the workspace where the bleed would go, it's just added space. Okay, so there's really two things you need to do. You need to add it in the workspace, and then you need to add it in the Corel Draw PDF export file settings.